All right, everybody, welcome to the Michael Garza Show. We're doing the more early version of the show. Welcome one, welcome all, and we're ready to roll. All right, so we're talking about a little bit of Bitcoin. We're mainly talking about AWS outage. Did it affect ChatGPT? ChatGPT? Oh my god! So it affected Venmo, I think. I don't use a lot of apps, but Venmo was the more notable one because I was just checking my Venmo as I normally do, and I was like, I can't log in. Oh no, and I guess it's affected even more things like Zendesk, several apps, even Robinhood, rely on certain things from AWS. Now, I don't know much about AWS. I know it's like some sort of service that allows like apps to function and stuff like that, or allows for certain authentications and stuff. I'll admit, my knowledge base on that is very slim. But I'm curious about what some of these articles are talking about. Axios has an article on the AWS outage. It disrupts the internet, basically. Roblox, Reddit, Coinbase. I didn't know it interrupted Coinbase or Reddit. That's wild. Let's see. So, I'm going to read this article real quick, but first, let me do a couple things real quick. I gotta be smart. ChatGPT. So just remember that super chats are read first, and make sure you guys tap the subscribe button. Let's roll. First off, I gotta take a So, I don't know much about what's going on with the whole AWS outage. Put your vanity, please. I'm not going to... Now, I don't know if I'm going to sing any songs at the moment. I might do that for the later show. But the sun is... Now, I'm reading this article from Axios about the... about the outage. So, the sun is rising on a recovering internet after an Amazon Web Services outage Monday took big-name services offline, like Duolingo, Roblox, and Coinbase. Now, the big picture is this. The widespread outage demonstrated just how much of the internet depends on Amazon's cloud platform. So, yes, AWS is Amazon's cloud platform. So, because of this outage, the latest information in its most recent update, AWS said it was seeing early signs of recovery for the connectivity issues, and that it would continue to investigate the root cause of the outage, which sent shockwaves through daily life in Monday morning. Now, what's driving the news is AWS said in a statement earlier Monday that the issue has been fully mitigated, but that some requests may be throttled while we work toward a full resolution. In a subsequent update, it said that it was continuing to work towards full recovery for EC Square launch errors, it looks like. What else we got? Or AWS Elastic Compute Cloud, let's see, provides the computing power many apps and websites use to run. Interesting. That's crazy, man. Some person down in Alabama, I guess, in the chat said you couldn't even do school. That's wild. I didn't realize how many apps ran on AWS, though. That is crazy. And of course, we'll talk about the government shutdown here in a little bit, but let's see. Yeah, overall, I mean, here's what we're really noticing in this. Look, Amazon's a very big company, right? And relying on AWS it's a little risky. I mean, if you're a company, you're outsourcing your functionality of your app to another company, but that is kind of the risk you take. That's all part of business. But, overall, Amazon's a huge company. They have a lot of people who work on these services to keep them up and running. So even if there is an outage, usually the outage is very temporary. And honestly, it'd be better to deal with Amazon than deal with your own server base to keep an app running. So at the end of the day, AWS is not necessarily a bad thing. I think AWS is great. I just think that this is one of those situations where technology failed. We don't know why it failed, but it failed. Let's see. It did happen at 3 a.m. That is correct, because I noticed that I wasn't able to, late last night, I wasn't able to access Venmo. And I was like, what the hell? And it was like an authentication issue. So I think they do a lot of their authentication through the AWS systems. Kimoy says, I couldn't sign up for my open enrollment for insurance from my job with the AWS outage. Oh, you know what? I realized because I was trying to reach out to a couple people. That might be why they haven't gotten back to me. Interesting. ChatGPT. Oh, but that's crazy though, man. Yeah, so overall, the AWS outage was kind of one of the bigger things that happened today. A little bit surprising, a little bit crazy, but, strange things happen sometimes, Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner. Really appreciate it. It does help the channel grow in more ways than one. And for that, I want to thank everybody who gets involved. Freaking wild, though, man. Now, Kimoy Chapman says, couldn't sign up for my open enrollment for insurance from my job, with the AWS outage. Yeah, that's crazy. And I one of my buddies that I was talking to said he couldn't even use Zendesk, I guess, to do things. So it's kind of crazy now that I think about it. But yeah, those outages can be kind of spooky and kind of crazy. Wild. It's just purely wild, man. Spooky Story Guy says, bro, your eyes are an amazing color. Thank you, my brony brother. Appreciate it. I try to keep the eyes as pretty as possible. I try to keep my eyes as pretty as I can. Oh, hold on. Toggle. Hodel. Hold on. Thank you, Spooky Story Guy. Appreciate it. You appeased to my vanity. That is most welcome here. But, yeah, no, here's a few other things I noticed about the AWS outage that Axios had mentioned on here. So the threat level overall with this is Canva, Lloyds Bank, Snapchat, WhatsApp, Reddit, and other gaming, banking, social media, and consumer sites saw large spikes in reported outages Monday morning, according to Tracker Down Detector. By the way, if you guys have never used Down Detector before, it's a great website. It helps if you are having an issue with an app or some sort of service that's online. Down Detector can really help you narrow down if you're just crazy or doing something wrong. I'm a big fan of Down Detector, though. It's a great website, for sure. But Coinbase, the largest crypto exchange in the U.S., said Monday around 5:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time that it had seen early signs of recovery, with some users able to access services. Down Detector also showed reports of outages impacting Delta Airlines and United Airlines on Monday. Wow. Air travel is already under the significant staff straining of a government shutdown. So that's crazy. Yikes, man. The power of the world is in Amazon's hands. Friction Point. Corinne. Kath Speth, the head of digital at Free Expression Advocacy Group, Article 19, said in a statement, the disruptions represent more than just technical mishaps. Rather, she said they're democratic failures. She urged diversification in cloud computing, saying, when a single provider goes dark, critical services go offline with it. Media outlets become inaccessible, secure communication apps like Signal stop functioning, and the infrastructure that serves our digital society crumbles. I mean, here's the thing. AWS, what needs to happen is this. AWS needs to be, I don't know, maybe funded at this point. I don't believe in government subsidies for businesses, but it's something that I think should be considered because of how crucial AWS is.
Laugh out loud.
I want to thank the Strokers, by the way. Thank you, the Strokers. Big, much love to these guys. Make sure you guys subscribe to
Laugh out loud.
Stroker. Hold on. Subscribe to at Stroker Golf. The Strokers is an incredible group of dudes. Love these guys. Let's see. But thank you very much for those gifted memberships, man. I want to apologize to everybody. My voice feels a little bit gone today.
Laugh out loud.
A little more gone than usual. I think I do need to drink a little bit of water, though. But Combat Carl received a gift membership by the Strokers. Hell yeah. Matt P. also received a gift membership by the Strokers. Hell yeah. Anthony K. received a gift membership by the boys. Hell yeah, dude. Bradley F. and Sharp received a gift membership by the Strokers. Hell yeah, dude. Scott Schaefer. Thank you, give a big shout out to the Strokers for all the gift memberships. Really incredible. Make sure you guys subscribe to these dudes. They're amazing, man. They do golf videos primarily, but they're cool dudes, and they've been very generous to this channel. So I like to make sure I give them the love and appreciation they deserve, man. They've been awesome. But yeah, we got 5 new members. We got Combat Carl, we got Matt P, we got Anthony K, Bradley F and Sharp, we got Scott Schaefer, new members, man. This only encourages me to make more exclusive content so we can get more members coming on. So I was thinking about doing more exclusive horizontal video content. Maybe not like horizontal live content per se, but I think more like pre-recorded horizontal content. I think that people who are members can really get together and talk to me and, be kind of like a little group. But it's only 99 cents a month. I figure I'm not really digging too deeply into people's pockets by doing that. And people can unsubscribe at any time. So if you guys want to become members, we greatly appreciate it. More members, the better. But yeah, give our boy at Stroker Golf, once again, at Stroker Golf. Make sure you guys subscribe to these dudes. They've been incredible. But yeah, what do you guys think about the AWS outage? Do you guys think it was... do you think that we're a little too reliant, that a lot of these apps that we use are a little too reliant on external cloud services like AWS? Do you think that they maybe should have more in-house services that would keep their apps up and running? Because, hey, if there's an AWS outage, it affects everybody negatively. There's a lot of services that rely on it. So if there's going to be an outage, depending on how long, luckily the outage happened in the middle of the night, at like 3 a.m. basically, or 1 a.m. or whatever time it happened. But yeah, it's a big deal, man. It's a big deal. Now, in other news, we're going to talk about the U.S. government shutdown. 10,000 Bees said, I did edibles yesterday and I tried cooking a steak in a barbecue, but I didn't light the barbecue for 40 minutes after thought the steak was uncookable. Oh my God. 10,000 Bees, man, you got to get your shit together, bro. I love it, though. I'm going to be drinking some pomegranate juice here in a second, you guys. But give a big shout out again to the Strokers. I appreciate you guys for the gifted memberships. The more gifted memberships we have, the better. Keeps people coming back. And I am going to try to encourage more memberships, actually, because it does give us a form of passive income. You know, we're still going to make sure that we, do the best we can for the show, for the channel. But yeah, I was talking to Tim Smith on text message earlier. We were talking about, he was curious about the difference between the Biddy and the S-Bit. Now, I will say the S-Bit has more volatile swings, and if you think that Bitcoin's a Ponzi scheme like I do, and this is not financial advice by any means, but, I think that S-Bit, talk to a financial advisor, but I think that S-Bit's better just because it's minus 2x leverage instead of minus 1x, because Biddy is minus 1x leverage, whereas S-Bit is minus 2x leverage, which means that there's more volatile swings with the S-Bit. And that's kind of what I'm always looking for, is the volatile swings. 10,000 Bees, you got to get your stuff together, bro. But thank you again to the Strokers for those gifted memberships. There's going to be a lot of happy people. I'm going to get some, I've been doing a little more exclusive content, like I've been kind of doing early release short videos, but I am going to take the time to do like 20-minute, 10-minute videos that are exclusive, where I, talk about some of the, maybe like my time at T-Tech. I might even talk about, things like that, and things like really, I'm going to still, keep it within the realm of legality, obviously. But yeah, T-Tech was terrible, man. We'll probably do some videos on how bad T-Tech was for sure. That way you guys got the juicy stories. But yeah, no, the AWS outage, man, that's crazy. Yeah, and AWS, baby. But yeah, with the government shutdown, though, we got an Axios article says, shutdown could halt SNAP benefits for millions, state says. Let's see, millions of families could go without food next month. States have begun warning as the government shutdown threatens November's supplemental nutrition assistance program, benefits commonly known as food stamps. The big picture, as the funding lapse drags on with no sign of a deal to reopen the government, the impact is beginning to reach the programs serving the country's most vulnerable families. State agencies were already gearing up for sweeping November 1st changes to SNAP, including expanded work requirements under the One Big Beautiful Bill. SNAP is the nation's largest domestic food assistance program. Driving the news here is Pennsylvania is one of the states that cautioned November 2025 benefits would not be paid. In a pointed alert, the Pennsylvania Department of Human Services said that because Republicans in Washington, D.C. failed to pass the federal budget. Hold on, I think there's, give me 1 second here, everybody. Give me one more moment. In a pointed alert, the Pennsylvania Department of Human Services said that because Republicans in Washington, D.C. failed to pass a federal budget, causing the federal government shutdown November 2025, SNAP benefits cannot be paid, is what it's saying. Starting October 16th, the state said SNAP benefits would not be distributed until the shutdown ended and funds were released. Residents who need immediate food assistance were urged to call 211 or seek community resources. An administration official said in a letter to state agencies earlier this month that there would be insufficient funds to pay full November benefits for some 42 million people. That's wild. The letter directed states not to start the process of distributing benefits to SNAP recipients, electronic benefit transfer, or EBT cards for November until further notice. Axios' Andrew Solander reported. On Saturday, West Virginia's Department of Human Services said in a statement it was very likely the shutdown would delay November benefits if Congress did not find a way to reopen the government in the coming days. The Post, shared to Facebook, said the U.S. Department of Agriculture, Food, and Nutrition Services had directed the state to delay October benefits approved on or after October 16th. The Texas Health and Human Services Commission notified Texans that SNAP benefits for November would not be issued if the shutdown continues past next Monday, October 27th. That's wild, man. Minnesota and Illinois, among other states, also issued warnings. What they're saying is this: we're going to run out of money in 2 weeks. Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins told reporters last week. So you're talking about millions and millions of vulnerable families, of hungry families that are not going to have access to these programs because of the shutdown. During the last government shutdown, the USDA paid February SNAP benefits early, leaving low-income participants experiencing a longer than usual gap in receiving their safety net benefits. Earlier this month, Axios first reported that White House would use funding from tariff revenue as a temporary fix to keep the supplemental nutritional program for women, infants, and children, also known as WIC, afloat during the lapse. That's crazy, man. That's wild. But yeah, those are the two Axios articles. We were talking about the AWS outage, and we're also talking about the detriments of the federal government shutdown. We're in day 21 at this point. But I want to thank everybody for being so incredibly patient at the moment. And thank you guys for subscribing, though. I really appreciate it, man. The more subscribers we get, the better. So just hit the subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner. That'll greatly help us push the show out to the world. So the more we could push out the show to the world, the better. And we're always trying, man. We're always trying. But I don't know what to say. 10,000 bees. Hell yeah, dude. So what do you guys think? Do you guys think that the government shutdown is going to last longer? Do you guys think that the Republicans and Democrats can at least stop posturing and just negotiate something? You know, there's got to be a way to figure this out. One moment. All right. So the outage, for me personally, the worst case scenario was I was unable to actually access my Venmo account. Now that I think I'm able to access Venmo again. Let me see. Oh, maybe not. Okay. Yeah, I'm able to access Venmo again. Nice. Very nice. Yes, yes. Drinking a little bit of pomegranate juice, though, keeping myself, my musty fresh, man. Gotta keep fresh. So I think one of the main solutions for the AWS outage is either this. People need to stop relying on so many cloud services when they're developing their apps, or Amazon needs to have a dedicated backup systems for AWS. Because if there's an outage, you need to have some sort of backup system, some sort of auxiliary. And it's weird to believe that this outage couldn't have had some sort of auxiliary systems that it could have accessed. You know what I mean? I mean, like, come on, man. That's surprising. But yeah, I mean, a lot of software these days, a lot of apps just seem to be so heavily reliant on these cloud computing services. Gingerbread gals. Hey, that one frog girl, how's it going? Nothing much, man. We're just doing our thing. Hell yeah. But I do want to thank again our boy at Stroker Golf for the subscribe, man. I appreciate it big time, brother. We're always trying our best to give shout outs to people who have just been incredible to us, and at Stroker Golf was amazing. Thank you again, brother. But yeah, overall, I mean, how does this relate to like the stock market? I mean, the stock market went up today. That was crazy. I mean, stock market fluctuates. That's just all there is to it. I prefer it when the markets crash because those are my favorite times to buy. But I pretty much just buy whenever. I really enjoy swing trading, though. At the end of the day, swing trading is my favorite thing to do. It just is. There's just so many more advantages to swing trading that I think people don't fully appreciate. You know, you can get temporary income from it. The only time you sell is when you have a profit. The only time you buy is when it dips, pretty much. Or if you've run out of... So I basically swing trade the VT ETF. It's the Vanguard Total World Index. And it really is a true moneymaker for me. Like, what's crazy is that there's enough fluctuation. It's not like super hyper volatile by any means, but there's enough volatility to where I can get nice little supplemental income from it. Also, I do swing trade the SBIT, which is the ProShares Ultra Short Bitcoin ETF. It is actually one of my favorite ones because, you know me, I don't believe in Bitcoin in any way. And any opportunity I get to bet against Bitcoin, I'm taking it, because I think that Bitcoin has further down to go than further up. Look, when people start comparing Bitcoin to gold, I'm like, I'm out. You guys are idiots. You guys are too stupid for words, because calling Bitcoin digital gold is the dumbest thing in the world. That would be like calling Microsoft Word the golden tablet and saying that it's worth millions of dollars. You guys are fools. It's a level of foolishness, and I'm not buying it. I'm not for it. But yeah, one of the reasons I love the ProShares Ultra short Bitcoin ETF is just because of what you can do with it, man. Hey, soul sister, ain't that... I'm going to sing a little bit. Ain't that Mr. on the radio? The stereo, the way you move ain't fair, you know. Hey, soul sister, I don't want to miss a single thing you do tonight. You wanted to make a... Satan says... is it Satin? No, Satan. Satan says, I wanted to make a grill out of my Bitcoin gold. Oh, good Lord, man. Yeah. Basically, you would just put your Bitcoin gold into a USB drive and then you'd shove it you-know-where. No, I think here's the thing, man. I do think Bitcoin's a Ponzi scheme. I just think it's stupid. I think all cryptocurrencies at the end of the day are worthless. And while there's some good things that have come out of the creation of Bitcoin, I mean, its open source nature is fantastic. But at the end of the day, Bitcoin itself is not worth anything. At least it shouldn't be, because it has no intrinsic worth. Now, I will admit, the blockchain technology has a lot of promise. You can make a lot of decentralized pieces of software using the principles laid out in the blockchain architecture. So I think it's fantastic, man. I love it at the end of the day. I'm all about it. So gangsta, I'm so thug. You're the only one I'm dreaming of, you see. Yeah, this is exciting though, you guys. I just it's fun talking to you guys as normal. I really get a thrill out of this. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button though. The more subscribers we have, the better. We're really trying to expand our reach. So tap the subscribe button if you can. It means a lot. It helps a lot, too. I'm going to do a little bit of an experiment, though, here in a second. Hold on. ChatGPT.
Michael Garza says, tap subscribe, super chats read first.
No REITs? No, I love REITs. I love real estate investment trust, man. What are you talking about, bro? One of the things that I love about real estate investment trusts is first off, you get a lot of freedom. You don't have to. You're an owner of the company that owns the real estate that is leased out. You don't have to manage any of that. Here's the thing: the people don't realize that even as a minority shareholder, you get the benefits. One thing I love about REITs is you get a dividend payout, which is pretty decent half the time, and the REITs grow over time in shareholder value. Like, they don't necessarily depreciate because rents are always increasing. You get dividends typically raise up over time when you have a real estate investment trust. So the smartest thing you can do, in my opinion, I prefer real estate investment trusts over owning actual real estate because, honestly, I'm an owner of these various companies that happen to own the real estate. So why not? Now, the question I'm curious about is how affected was Robinhood? Considering I use Robinhood, I use Schwab. I don't think Schwab is as dependent on AWS. I don't even know if they even use AWS services. Maybe a lot of their architecture's in-house more than anything. But, with the Robinhood, this is why I'm glad I have 2 brokerage accounts. But I do like to use Robinhood. It's an easier interface, and honestly, it's a brokerage account one way or another, and your SIPC secured on that one, which is really neat. Hello, Teresa Jones. How you doing? Welcome to the show. Make sure you guys tap that subscribe button. It helps the show grow in more ways than one. I just want to say I greatly appreciate everybody who comes onto the show and is just here to have a good time and speak about stuff. And, it's what we do. We talk about things and we make things go. But thank you, Teresa. Appreciate you. But yeah, I think, with the AWS outage, it didn't, I'm glad it happened in the middle of the night because I'm glad I wasn't doing anything hyper important, That would have sucked. Other than that, though, it's like easy money, man. Juan Carlos Fernandez says, "Are you the devil?" I mean, if you want to think I am, go for it. Last time I checked, I don't think I am. It's a weird one. Sometimes we get some interesting folks in here, man. Interesting folks. I gotta do some sit-ups or something, man. Ugh. Some sit-ups real fast. Okay, got a little sit-ups out of the way. I like using so I actually use a yoga ball. do setups. It makes life a little easier. So, how many of you guys, like, what apps were you using when you noticed the outage was happening? Like, for example, I was using Venmo, right? And, and then later I checked Robinhood. Robinhood was still working and stuff, but there were some graphical interface things that weren't working. So, it's very interesting. Oh, feels good. So I don't see any Brad Latkin in the chat. Where's Brad? Brad, we need Brad. Brad, where are you at, bro? Where are you at? We need Brad Latkin in the house. So I am actually gonna watch this little device here. Helps make me a little more clear, but at the same time, it's a good little thing. I like to clean it every once in a while. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights says, happy Monday. Hey, everyone. What up, dude? Daniel. Brad, where's Brad at, dude? Been thinking about Brad a lot lately. Brad. Oh. So what is everybody doing at the moment? Make sure you guys tap the subscribe button. The more subscribers we have, the better. We're trying our best to expand the reach of the show to every extent, really. Or seeing what we could pull off at least. Do you guys want to subscribe? You just got to tap that subscribe button. Oh, yeah, right there. No, yeah. This is what we do right here. This is what we do right now. This is what we do every day, every way, every day. And this is what we do. Gotta get on, and keep on going on. AWS may be down, but it ain't going to stop my rap career. Oh, crap. My rap career depends on AWS functioning because I use AWS to make sure my auto-tune works because I'm the greatest white rapper in the US of A. And all my homeboys, they think that I'm gay. And I need ChatGPT to work for me. ChatGPT to work for me. I want ChatGPT to work for me. I got AWS. I need it back. Oh, yeah. Can you get down, yeah. Can you get down, yeah. ChatGPT. Oh, yeah. Pop my bag a little bit. There's a severe lack of chat activity going on. I love it. Wait, Steven, don't go. Can you at least hit the subscribe button first before you go? Before you leave me, I need AWS to care. I need AWS to feel. I even need AWS to feel like I can pierce. Do you know what I'm feeling and putting out there? Do you feel it? Liz, I will do the best I can to keep you entertained. Just make sure you hit the like button, though. If you could at least hit the like button, that'll help the stream get more people on here. More people, more entertainment. That's the way it rolls, man. That's the way it rolls. ChatGPT on my PP. Because everybody wants to see ChatGPT on my PP. No, they don't want to see that at all. Get that stuff off your balls. Hell no. Get away from me. Hell no. ChatGPT. Every little person right here, right now. Every little person right here, right now. Everybody's gonna... Hey, Liz, I'm just not gonna wear a man thong anymore. It ain't really me. I know that I'm a real brony. I can't wear man thongs anymore, or else I'm gonna make sure... I can't think of anything there. They're trying to outlaw my man thong. And if I wear a man thong again, I get in trouble, all right? I get in trouble and make it double, okay? Leave the man thong out of this. Liz, can you leave the man thong out of this? Let's see. I refuse to sing about man thongs. I love the way a man thong feels. Even though I'm not supposed to sing about man thongs, I refuse to sing about them. Maybe man thongs make me feel right. I know it is kind of getting tight. Oh, my man thong is getting real tight. Oh, now I'm feeling right. I got my Bud Light and I got my man thong on. I know that I'm got my man titties growing. I don't know. I've got my man titties growing. I know. I've got my man titties growing. I'm gonna walk downtown. I'm gonna let it all out. I'm gonna walk downtown. I'm gonna walk downtown. I'm gonna let it all hang out. I'm gonna let it all hang out. Sometimes I'm wrong. Sometimes I'm right. Sometimes my man thong is just on too tight. Sometimes I'm anal. Sometimes I'm oral. Just gotta depend on where we're going with it now. Everybody wants the man thong. Juicy man thong all day, all night. Juicy man thong, it makes me feel tight. Juicy man thong, it's always right. There's no bad time to wear a man thong except for when it's fucking cold. I don't even know, but summertime man thongs all day long. Summertime man thongs make me strong. Summertime man thongs do what we like. Summertime man thongs, maybe I'll ride my bike. Summertime man thongs every way. Summertime man thongs don't make me gay. Summertime man thongs make me feel right. Summertime man thongs all day and all night. And if you're wondering what you will do, is the man thong right for you? Is the man thong right for you? I'm not wearing any makeup today. I'll do that later tonight. Even if it makes me feel super right and super tight. And even though I know I'm going to wear my makeup tonight, I'm going to wear it because it makes me feel right. Because I know that I am the best. I'm just better than the rest. I've got a juicy man thong all day, all night, all night. Oh, everybody knows. Everybody knows I'm the greatest rapper in the world, and I know that you could just call me a girl, and I don't even really care. I'm just a man. Everybody thinks that I'm Chris Kattan. I don't even know what I'm doing here. I don't even know if you can really steer clear. Everybody's jealous of my amazing bars. Everybody knows that I'm going to go far. Because I'm going to wear a man thong today. I'm going to wear a man thong every way. I'm going to wear a man thong right now. I'm going to wear a man thong for you. I'm going to wear a man thong for you. I'm going to wear a man thong for you. I'm going to wear a man thong for the world. I'm going to wear a man thong because I look like a girl. I'm going to wear a man thong today. Even if it makes me look a little gay. I don't really know what I'm going to do now. I like man thongs in every way. I'm sorry if that really kind of makes me gay. I like man thongs. I ain't going to feel sad. I like man thongs because it makes me look like a dad. You can't really see my camel toe now. You can't really see my camel toe now. You can't really see my camel toe now when I'm wearing my PJs every way. I wear my PJs all the time, and everybody says I look like a crime. The fashion police are here to get me, but they discriminating. They discriminating because I'm wearing my PJs in my man thong. I know I look so strong. I'm wearing my PJs and man thong, and I know I'm looking strong. I got my brony costume on because I be clopping later. I'll be clopping hard like Picard. Because I'm a brony boy, a brony boy. I'm a brony boy, a brony boy. I'm a brony, brony, brony boy. I'm a brony, brony, brony boy. Everybody rap, everybody crap, everybody rap, everybody crap, everybody rap, 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 rap. Everybody rap, everybody crap, everybody rap, everybody crap. If you crap on my rap, you are just a hater. You are just a gooner. Everybody knows that I'm right. Everybody knows my pussy is tight. Everybody knows my pussy is large. Everybody knows it is in charge. Everybody knows they could get away. Everybody knows they got a better day. Can you just stop with all this crap? I just want to make my super sexy raps. Everybody's hating on my rap game, but did you know I'm in the Hall of Fame? I know I'm the greatest rapper in the world. I'm the greatest rapper in the world, I'm the greatest rapper in the world, You don't even know what I'm doing here. You don't even know if you can steer clear. I'm going to shake my booty right in here. I'm going to shake my booty all night. Even if it makes me feel less tight, I'm going to shake my booty right here. I'm going to shake my booty right now. You better watch out, okay? You better watch out, okay? All right. I feel nice. Because I am a pimp. You are a simp. I don't really know what we're doing here. I'm going to be the greatest rapper everywhere. Everybody jealous. Everybody wants to be me. Everybody thinks I'm the greatest rapper. Okay, stop. I want to keep it going. I want to keep it flowing. Yeah. Hit the subscribe button in the upper right hand corner. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. I'm the greatest of all time. You acting like my dress code is a crime. I don't even know what you want to do. Get away from me. I'll throw you in my shoe. Well, yeah, I mean, I don't have any eyebrows. I think I look better with my fake eyebrows. My fake food coloring eyebrows. Corey, do I know you? What school did we go to together? If you know me, if you know who I am, what school did we go to together? Where did we grow up together? I mean, I do know a couple Corys, but I want to make sure that you're YDS. What is YDS? North Bend. What are you talking about? North Bend High School? Corey, wait a minute. Maybe I do know you. Hold on. I'm going to wear a juicy man thong. I'm going to do this all night long. I'm going to wear the juiciest man thong in the world. Corey, if you feel like revealing this, what is your last name? Wait, are you my cousin, Corey? Wait, Corey, are you my cousin, Corey? Or are you somebody else entirely? Because I know a couple Corys. Maybe I know you. Oh! Coney Station Karaoke. Got it. Okay. Howlin. Corey Howlin. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Howlin. I do know you. It took me a second, but let me make sure. Howlin. Is it Howlin? Corey Howlin. Give me 1 second, man. My mind turns to clay from time to time. Okay. Corey Hogan. Huh. Howlin. Coney Station. I worked Waltz for a bit. Short. Bearded rugby player. Corey! I know who you are now. It took me a second. I know exactly who you are. Yes. What a beast, dude. How you doing, brother? Dude, it's been a while since I've seen you, bro. How you doing? You still living in like Coos Bay, North Bend area, or did you move out or move away from the area? My man, dude, it's been a while since I've seen you. It's actually been a long while. Well, maybe it hasn't. Hold on. Doing well, man. Going to SWAC. Oh, electrical engineering. My man, dude. That's beast. Dude, what a stud, dude. I think I got you on... Oh, Booty Clap. Booty Clap, but no, he's a cool dude, though. Corey's the man. Let's see. Well, let me see. I don't know if I got you on... Wait, do you, Corey, are you on Facebook at all? Because, I mean, I barely use Facebook, to be quite honest, if we're going to, like, I never go on Facebook, ever. But I do like making sure that I got people on here, so I'm going to make sure I got my boy. That's crazy, dude. To be honest, I did not expect anybody I actually knew would be able to find my crazy show, or at least... somehow it lands on their feed in my local area. That's crazy. Oh, okay. That's probably why I couldn't find you. I was like, dude, where can I find you? Well, hell yeah. I'll just subscribe to you here on YouTube then. I'll just like go to this real fast. Oh. That's crazy though, Corey. Holy crap. Well, here, let me go on Messenger. Let me see if I could find you on Facebook Messenger real quick. So, Corey Howlin. Oh, I think I just found you, brother. There you are. I'm going to send you a message. My man, dude. All right, so I sent my boy a message here. That's funny, dude. That's funny. It's just cool seeing, yeah, it's just been a while since I've seen you, bro. Holy crap, man. I think last time I saw you, as far as I remember, was like a couple years ago, maybe 3 years ago or something. That's crazy. Well, yeah, I got you on Messenger now. That's pretty pimp, dude. I got you on Messenger, and All right, man. Give a shout out to my boy Corey. I haven't seen him in a long time. It's been a while, actually. Maybe even longer than 2 years. I don't know. But, you know, people get busy. We all get busy, man. I know I'm a busy freak. I'm always doing something wild. But this show has become one hell of a project. And, all right, so we're going to get back to the show, but it was just cool. I can't believe my boy, Corey, man. Corey Nathan, you may know Corey. I don't know, Corey Howland. Does that name sound familiar? I don't know. I think he, if I remember correctly, he also worked with us. Did he work with us at FCR as well? I can't remember. All I know is at the Copacabana doing karaoke and stuff with that man was always fun. We always sang some crazy songs together. Not like always, but yeah. Yeah, so Corey, you know Corey Howland. Okay, cool. So he randomly was like browsing on YouTube, and in my stream popped up on his app, on his YouTube app, and he was like, "Holy crap!" And I was like, I thought it was like a spammer at first, just claiming to know me. And then when he said North Bend and then Coney Station karaoke, I was like, wait a minute. I was like, wait a minute. Oh, took me a second though. Took me a damn second. That's so fucking cool though. Yeah, Corey's a really cool dude. I just know that he loves. He's a party, and he might have slowed down the partying a little bit as he's gotten older, of course. But cool dude, man. What are the odds? It'd be funny if the YouTube algorithm starts thinking that everybody in Coos Bay wants to see my show. And then all of a sudden, everybody in Coos Bay is going to know about my show and know about my degeneracy, which I'm okay with, by the way, because I plan on making this show the biggest thing since sliced bread. I want people to get sexy with it. I want people to love this show. Well, I don't really care if people love the show, to be honest, but I want people to see the show, whether they love me or hate me. I want the eyeballs. But Corey, my man, dude, I added him on Facebook Messenger, actually, just a second ago. Just because I hadn't seen him in a while, man. He's currently at SWAC. He's studying, electrical engineering, I think? Yeah, electrical engineering, dude. What a pimp. That's so fucking cool. But yeah, he said he was a little bit busy, though. He has, I think he's doing some classes at the moment. You know what's funny though? I will say I do pull a bit of a Clark Kent maneuver. So whenever I do delivery driving, I wear glasses. I keep my glasses on for every delivery. So if people thought that they recognized me on here, I'd be like, oh, I know a man who looks very much like me. Frosting Man delivered my order. So here's the thing. So like I said, I always wear my glasses when I'm doing delivery driving because I'm always driving and I don't really want to take them off. So I keep my glasses on for every delivery. So because I keep my glasses on for every delivery, even if people did see this crazy show, they may not be able to immediately recognize me. That's the hope. But either way, I mean, if the show gets big enough, then the show will pay for everything I need. That's the goal. But that's wild, man. So cool. Dude, whenever I can... The fact that my show ran across his feed is honestly an honor. And of all the people who I would love to have see this show, Corey's one of those dudes. He's just an incredible one. He's an incredible dude at that. Unbelievable, man. That's so cool. But that's right. Yeah, Corey did work at FCR for quite a bit. And it's so funny. I've had a lot of, moments with him at Coney Station back in the day Really cool, man. Really just a stud, dude. I just want to see that man kick some ass. So I'm wishing that man nothing but success, dude. What a beast. But my man encouraged me to be wild, and I was like, you know my ass is always wild, man. But give a shout out for our boy Corey on the show. Totally sexy beast, dude. What a stud. And the man plays rugby, by the way. That means you know the dude's tough. Rugby's fuck, I wouldn't want to play. Well, it would be fun to play amateur rugby. You know what I mean? Because it's kind of, it is, a lot of it's like football. Rugby is so much like football, and not like exactly, but there are elements of the game that are very football-esque. And yeah, it's fun. All right, so it's always fun to see somebody that run into the stream by accident. Like I didn't even have to tell him; he ran into it. That's the funniest part about all this. I respect it. I respect it a lot. So, how you guys feeling about the AWS outage, though? Do you guys feel like it affected ChatGPT? ChatGPT. Oh my goodness. So I don't know if ChatGPT was actually affected last night because I don't think I ever really used it last night. Oh, I think I just beat my buddy Jake at chess, dude. I just might have accidentally, because I was losing that game, by the way. But I found a strategy where I could check the king several times and put him in a bind. So that was interesting. Matt P is asking, why don't you just marry him? I just might. Just kidding. Just kidding. That's funny, though. Kemoy Chapman says it didn't affect your streaming, so I'm good. Well, obviously YouTube runs on Google. Google doesn't need to use the AWS infrastructure because Google has its own built-in infrastructures. So you're not going to see any major services go down. Like YouTube was unaffected the whole time. There was from what I could see, there were zero outages because YouTube obviously runs through Google. Google doesn't use AWS as far as I know, because Google relies on their own infrastructure. So it's still crazy to me then. Are you talking about the velvet frosting? Yeah, I usually save that stuff for the nighttime. That's how I typically roll. I'm a freak, man. I'm a freak bitch, baby. Yeah, once it gets to nighttime though, man, I get freaky with it. I get freaky with the stream at night. I can't help myself, yeah. Adrian is asking, did you get the Venmo money from last night? No, I didn't see any Venmo money, no. Kemoy says Google is huge. Smaller companies would have to outsource to use AWS. Yeah. Exactly. I mean, if you're a smaller company, AWS just makes perfect sense. because, it's a framework that could be relied upon, and it is reliable for the most part. But at the same time, you have to consider a few extra possibilities that there could be outages, and you need a bit of a contingency plan not to fully rely on it. There's got to be backup systems. So I think what the AWS outages really teach us is that there needs to be more backup systems. There needs to be more ways of backing up what's happening. At least that's what I think. JR of Chicago says, you're a handsome freak. Thank you, my brony brother. I appreciate that. I am very sexy. Very sexy. Adrian says, my AI girlfriend was down during the outage. I didn't know what to do. Man, all this AI companionship, people can make fun of me because I use ChatGPT for problem solving sometimes. If there's a problem that's just a little too big for me to handle and I need to really look into it. And usually it's just problem solving with technical issues and stuff like that. It beats, it beats going through tons of technical manuals. Sometimes it could just be easier. I try not to rely on ChatGPT for everything. But if I'm in a time crunch, it could be a real time saver. I think I'm going to beat my boy, dude. There we go. I think I just beat my boy, dude. I beat my boy very luckily, by the way. I was down quite a bit. But I found a very, very clever way to get my buddy's king in check several times. So if you can get your opponent's king in several checks, it makes life a little bit easier. So what is up with... Just kidding, I don't have to get one. No, I think AI has a lot of good use cases. I believe it could be a think tank. It could be used to solve some of the problems that are very tough for humanity to solve because there may be elements that we've overlooked. But yeah, if you get AI more acquainted with how our reality works and how we work, if AI can better understand human beings, then AI may be able to do exactly what it needs to do. Give us the solutions that we need to solve problems. Maybe we'll be able to cure cancer in no time. I think AI could be the think tank that we need to be able to solve the problem of cancer, for example. And I think there's more benefits to AI. There's more positives than negatives. Yes, are we outsourcing thinking? Yes, we are. Are we outsourcing problem solving? Yes, we are. And at the end of the day, I'm not too sure if that's a bad thing. Some people can say it's a bad thing. Some people can look down upon it. But yeah, it's crazy though. Adrian says law and tax is good use case because It can go through all the codified rules very quickly, especially if you don't know where to start. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of weird rules in taxation, which are annoying. I think tax law needs to be simplified. I think that's what really needs to be done. That needs to be the next step. We need simple tax law. Taxes should not be difficult. There's too many stupid tax codes, too many tax rules. I mean, most things don't need that many rules, you know? And, yeah, whoever created the tax laws they just need to suck themselves. Kemoy Chapman says, I want AI to do my chores. Actually, in a lot of ways, if you guys ever remember the movie Artificial Intelligence with Will Smith in it, it was based on an Isaac Asimov book. We're going to have, because AI has the ability to learn and adapt for the most part, we're going to have robots. Actual Android type robots. It's going to be interesting, you know. We might even have robotic maids. Isn't that something? You know what I mean? Like actual robot maids doing chores for us or fixing things. Adrian says my taxes took over 15 hours this year. Damn, it took you 15 hours to figure out your tax situation? I mean, I just use TurboTax Premium because my taxes are surprisingly simple. I just got a lot of 1099 stuff. I use Everlance to track my miles, so I'm able to get massive deductions because I do write off a lot of my miles ethically, obviously. But yeah, I'm always working. I pretty much use my car for business. It's very rare that I ever use it for personal stuff. Well, at least you got your tax situation figured out, man. My taxes are pretty simple. Like I just said, I got a few 1099s, and that's really what it boils down to. And I will admit, like with delivery driving now, where there's no tax on tips, which is really, really handy from what I've been able to see. I don't know. I'm not really a tax expert per se, but I do know that writing off my miles has proven to be a very, very, very beneficial thing. Oh, Adrian says I had a bunch of investments in K1s. Well, here's the thing, dude. Don't if you use your brokerage account, you get a consolidated 1099. You just have to wait until like the end of April, basically. Not the end of April, sorry. If I remember correctly, the beginning of April. Oh, also, dude, I avoid investments that have K1 forms. I don't even bother with those. I actually, before I invest in anything, I look up and see if there is a K1 form involved. If there's a K1 form involved, I don't invest in it. Period. End of story. You know, I have like ETFs and stuff like that that are heavily diversified. You know, I got like the I got the Vanguard Total World Index that I swing trade. Adrian says, dude, you have 8 brokerage accounts, bro? You serious? You guys, whoa. Now, I'm curious, Adrian, because I do like to pick the brain of my chat people. Any particular reason that you have 8 brokerage accounts? Because I only have 2. I only use Robinhood and Charles Schwab. Once again, I only use Robinhood and Charles Schwab. Is there any particular reason you got more than 8 brokerage accounts? Like, I'm not even dissing you or anything. I just want to know the reasoning behind it. It may be hey, it's different strokes for different folks. But like, what's the main philosophy behind that is my main curiosity. Because I want to know the thought process behind having, I'm not, 2 brokerages is enough for me. I did have 4 or 5. Technically, I have Coinbase, but I don't consider crypto a real investment, though. Crypto is just dumb. Adrian has 8, it's so crazy, 8 brokerage accounts, brother. That's cool, but damn, get it, bro. I don't even know what Jaden's saying. But yeah, I'm just curious about the reasoning behind the 8 brokerage accounts, though. Okay, so Adrian is saying one is mutual funds, another is good for futures, another for options, and you have one with your bank account. Okay, so mutual funds, another's good for futures, another for options. See, here's the thing, man. I don't even though I do have options enabled on my 2 brokerage accounts, I avoid options contracts just because, like, I'm pretty long term, so I don't really need to do any of that. But I do swing trade like ETFs themselves. So I swing trade the SBIT, which is basically shorting Bitcoin. It's a way of shorting Bitcoin without buying the contracts or the swaps and stuff like that. It just makes my life easier to have an ETF that does those processes for me. Do I have to pay an expense ratio fee? Yeah, but I don't give a crap. It saves me time, essentially. It saves me time to actually just outsource it to an ETF. So I use the SBIT ETF to outsource my betting against of Bitcoin, and then I use the Vanguard Total World Index, which allows me to which is something I swing trade as well. The funny thing is, you'd think that I would long-term hold the Vanguard Total World Index, but honestly, if I'm going to swing trade anything, I want it to be the most diversified ETF of all time if I'm going to swing trade. That's just the way I do it. It's just my thought process behind it overall, and it's how I think for the most part. But let's see. Adrian says, then I have a few others so I can access their bank's equity research. Okay. Yeah, I stick to 2. I'm a very simple investor, man. I'm primarily long-term, but the closest I do to day trading is swing trading, which swing trading, you have no real deadline, at least the way that I swing trade. Not financial advice by any means. This is just something I do, talk to a financial advisor. But yeah, I think, investing is a good thing. Long-term investing, it's easier when you do outsource a lot of the stuff that you want to do to an ETF. It just makes things simpler in my mind. Adrian says, I trade S&P 500 futures to hedge and speculate. Well, here's the thing, man. The reason that even though I technically hedge Bitcoin in a lot of ways because I got into Bitcoin really early and I never sold and I still have my position, but I don't believe in Bitcoin because it was funny. When I got into Bitcoin, I was highly ignorant and I thought it could be the future. And then the more I studied it, I was like, well, this doesn't have intrinsic value. That's a problem. So anything with an intrinsic value of 0 eventually goes to 0. Is the best rule of thumb. So the way I look at it is this: I'm going to swing trade the VT, and I also have a lot of long-term holdings. Like, for example, the only products I swing trade are the SBIT and the throat's killing me. So the only 2 products that I swing trade are the SBIT and the VT. Those are the only 2 that I swing trade. Yeah. Yeah, my teeth are a little yellow. But yeah, overall, I think that what it boils down to is I'm a huge fan of swing trading. It's 20% of my portfolio is swing traded, which is only 2 ETFs, by the way. 2 ETFs take up 20% of my portfolio, and then 80% of my portfolio consists of basically single shares of various ETFs, and various individual stocks. I'm never concentrated into one specific thing. If anything, I'm concentrated in two ETFs, technically, but the one ETF is hyper diversified, the other just bets against Bitcoin. Now, my philosophy is this: if the entire global markets crash, what's going to happen? Here's my theory. What is going to crash harder when the global markets crash? Sure, let's say the VT crashed, the Vanguard Total World Index crashed it, like because it's 60% U.S. stocks, 40% international. Let's say the whole global market crashes. What do you think is going to happen to Bitcoin? Do you think that the retail investors are all going to start piling into Bitcoin as a safe haven? No, because they know Bitcoin's a legal Ponzi scheme. So because Bitcoin's a Ponzi scheme, what happens is, and it's super risky and speculative with no intrinsic value, everybody's going to get out at the same time. And what happens is Bitcoin crashes very hard. In fact, you could say that Bitcoin would crash harder than the global markets, which is one of the reasons why I hold on to VT, and I also swing trade my SBIT, which SBIT, like I said, is an ETF that lets you benefit from the price decline of Bitcoin, or not benefit from the price of Bitcoin going up, one or the other. But yeah, I love swing trading. I think it's great. It's one of those things that I could do it all day long, man. All day long in a juicy man thong. But I do. I don't really do day trading though. Like I said, I play things a certain way. I do things a certain way, and it just makes my life a little bit easier. Exactly. Adrian says BTC got down around 3,000 during the beginning of the pandemic. Well, and that's because Bitcoin's speculative and it has no intrinsic value. So when massive panic happens, the most speculative assets crash first, and they crash harder. They go down further. So Bitcoin has further down to go than further to up. I think that the chance of Bitcoin continuing its incline is far less than Bitcoin crashing very, very hard. And now if Bitcoin crashes very, very hard, obviously I'm going to cash out on some of the SBIT. I trickle sell the SBIT. And then, of course, when Bitcoin rallies back up, I trickle buy back into the SBIT. I'm basically swing trading the volatility of Bitcoin. But if Bitcoin crashes, which I believe to be more likely, I believe it's more likely for Bitcoin to crash than to go up. Adrian says if you trade futures, you could trade 23 hours a day, 5 days a week. That's not bad. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button there in the upper right-hand corner. The more subscribers we get, the better. We're really trying to expand the show, expand the reach to wherever we can, and see where we can go from there. But yeah, tap that subscribe button. It really does help. We're really trying to reach the world. I can show you the world, shining, shimmering, splendid. But... Maybe. Brad says, I think granola has seeds in it. You could probably use that. That's a currency problem right now is that the Trump administration is running into huge deficit money. Here's the thing, dude. Here's the thing, though, Adrian. Bitcoin, at the end of the day, no matter what Trump does or what anybody does, Bitcoin is still worthless, is all garbage. Bitcoin is worthless. And because Bitcoin is worthless, it's like, why even bother with it? It has zero intrinsic value. If you take away the market value of Bitcoin, the market price of Bitcoin, and you compare it to something like gold, take gold's market price away from gold as well in this comparison, and you compare the two based on usefulness alone and utility, gold wins in every single factor because of utility. Gold is just more valuable. Bitcoin's not backed by gold. Bitcoin is just a string of data. The dollar is not backed by gold. It's just a piece of paper. So what I'm trying to get at is this. The dollar and Bitcoin both have a problem. They're both fiat currencies. They're both completely worthless. That's what I'm saying. Adrian, that's smart, man, because I think the dollar is just on a path of destruction. I really do believe the dollar is on a path of destruction, and it's just not going to get any better. I'm all about pomegranates, so pomegranate seeds is where it's at, brother. Give me pomegranates. Yeah, dude. We're gonna get a ballroom in the White House, dude. We're going to get a ballroom in the White House. And I believe pomegranate seeds are the best seeds in the world because pomegranates rock. Pomegranates are nutritious, dude. Dude, I'm always asking for super chats, brother. I'm always. When am I not asking for super chats? It's the biggest question of them all. Well, look, I mean, the truth is, it is always going to take a while, man. It's always going to take a bit. "'Cause I'm a ballroom dancer." Brad says, always room for more balls in Mike's life. Head roll. Those big eyes. Liar. Liar. That's so good, dude. Brad, come back, man. Chroma Ka is asking, how many corn dogs did you pound for dinner, Geza? Far too many. Far too many. Oh, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button right there. More subscribers we get, the better. It does help the channel grow. It helps my helps me grow. It helps me grow in a lot of ways. Oh, yes. Nathan's asking, do you eat the pomegranate seeds? I absolutely do, dude. I love eating the pomegranate seeds, man. Dude, in fact, the pomegranate seeds are the best part of it. First off, they're super healthy. They're not the best tasting thing in the world, but, the seeds themselves, they come with so many health benefits, you might as well eat the seeds along with it. But yeah, I eat the seeds, basically. I prefer the seeds in there. I mean, the whole thing is delicious. But yeah, I just eat half of pomegranate and then, put the other half in the fridge in like a little Ziploc bag or something. And, and I just kind of go from there. But yeah, no, the seeds help, man. They also help with like weight loss and stuff. Like there's so many health benefits to eating pomegranate seeds. I also obviously drink like pomegranate juice as well. I'm really I isolated all to pomegranates, man. Pomegranates are incredible. But yeah, it keeps my bowels clear. Obviously I'm still kind of a fat dude, but not too bad. But I do got to head out here in a little bit. Today is officially my mom's birthday, so I want to make sure that heading over because Grandma's cooking some dinner over there, and we're gonna eat. Chromacast says you single-handedly keep foster farms in business. Absolutely, dude. All right, you guys, I'm a little bit, I do need to get my ass out of here. I will see you guys a little bit later tonight. I'm going to be doing a nighttime stream. I'm going to be doing a fun one. I don't know how crazy it's going to be, but we're going to do a fun stream tonight. I definitely want to get the eyebrows. I want to bust out the eyebrows, man. So that's going to be the goal tonight. Get them red velvet eyebrows up and running. And then pump it up like a bathmate, yeah. Pump it up like a bathmate, yo. Pump it up like a bathmate, let's go. And chicken nuggies, dude. But I'll catch you guys later. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to be hitting the end stream, and we'll... like I said, I'll be doing a stream later tonight. Don't know what time I'm going to be back after dinner, but I'm going to probably be there for a couple hours, maybe 3 hours. And everybody starts kind of winding down around 8 anyway, around 8-ish or 7:30. So I'll probably be home around 8, and I'll do a late night stream. I'm going to probably get a little freaky with you guys, as I always do. And we're just going to have a good, jolly old gay time. So I'm going to see how much. I definitely want to see how many super chats I can get this month. So it does keep the channel rolling for sure. And yeah, Jacob, I am not going to answer that question, bro. I'm not going to answer that question, but I appreciate the enthusiasm, though. All right, you guys. See you all in the next episode a little bit later tonight, and. All right, I'm out. Also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Boom. And if you can, drop a super chat. It does help the channel grow, and it helps